What is up, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with a post-commentary duel video. I'm so happy to bring you guys this. This is a very interesting match that I was able to bring you from round 1 at locals. So yeah, remember also, guys, if you see any cards in the, you like in the duel video, please remember to use our TCG affiliate link in the description below. Anything you do just gives back to the channel and just allows us to continue to make this type of content for you guys. But the Unchained player is going to go first by activating Unchained Abomination. The card's Rhoda. And it's going to probably get him to search for, I'm not really too familiar with the names, but the Fire Brother, the Fire Twin, they all like float and everything, if I remember right. And all the traps and everything float, so the deck is very interesting. It was very hyped when it first came out, and to me, like, I think it's missing some stuff. But it's got a new card in Ignition Assault, which we're going to see right now. And it also is getting another card in the next special edition, I believe. So hopefully we can see some rise in play and actually see the deck to its full potential. Because I remember when it first came out, everyone was all like, oh, it can take your monsters and link with it. And, you know, like, that is pretty scary, but when you realize, like, they're just monster effects and you kind of have certain cards that can negate them and stuff like that, they're not too scary. But we're going to potentially see the link to Unchained Monster, which this one allows you to take. So, take monsters, I think, that your opponent controls, but we're going to pass it on over to our Darklord player, who's playing a Trickstar engine for something that allows him to normal summon and link climb. And they are fairies, so they do have a slight synergy with the deck. So we're going to see the normal summon of Trickstar Candina to get Light Stage. He's going to attempt to activate the effect of Light Stage. He's going to activate one of the Unchained traps, and this one special summons back from the grave. And he's going to choose to use the new guy, I forget his name, Unchained Abomination Soul. He's going to then, on resolution, activate the Unchained Soul by discarding a card and destroying Trickstar Light Stage. He'll discard the Old Lion, giving him a level 3. He's then going to activate Banishment of the Darklord. So, interesting fact, guys, if you guys check far enough down the channel, Darklords is the deck I got my first invite with. I was back to an ABC and Metalfoe format, and yeah, the deck, I love the deck. It has a special place in my heart. He's going to discard Ixchel and Superbia, the best 2-card combo in the entire deck, to draw 2 cards. It's just, I moved away from the deck because, like, the format's changed, they speed up, and now there's so many cards that exist now that weren't around back then that hinder the deck, such as, like, Call by the Grave, Ash Blossom, Ghost Bell. But we're going to see him link the 2 Trickstars into Nightmare Phoenix. On the summon Nightmare Phoenix, he's going to activate the quick effect of his Unchained Abomination to allow him to go into a link 3, a link 4, and it looks like he's going to choose the new link 4 Topologic Trisbane, the big guy. Excuse me for not knowing the names very well. He's going to special summon Christia, which is going to trigger the effect of the Topologic, which is then going to banish everything. If I do remember correctly, it banishes everything and then it returns back. But he's going to activate Monster Reborn to bring back Superbia. Superbia will then trigger Ixchel. He's going to pay 1,000 for Ixchel's effect, which will allow him to copy an effect, which is Banishment, which will allow him to take either, well, Temptation or Rebellion. Either one's really good in this matter because you can potentially activate either one. You pretty much get 2 effects out of 1 monster thanks to the Darklord. So, like, that Temptation, he's going to be able to activate the trap card, take a monster, then he can use Ixchel's effect to do it again. So, do take note, like, that's just some of the power the Darklords have. They have very powerful spell and traps that allow you to use them multiple times per turn. Kind of subjugate from the high level brick cost, because sometimes the deck can brick, and sometimes you can just draw your entire hand. So guys, we had a cut there because we had a huge misplay, but luckily the players caught it and they were able to return the game state. So essentially he's going to draw for turn, Trisbane is going to call back, and he's going to set the card face down. He's going to attempt to poke, but he's going to use Darklord Temptation to tribute the Superbia to take his Topologic card, which is extremely powerful. Then he's going to pass it over to him, which then the Temptation is going to wear off, giving it back. Now, if he wanted to, he could use he's going to activate Trade-In, send in the Superbia to draw 2 cards, but he could use Temptation to take the Trisbania and then Tribute Summon for it, which is something the deck can do. He's going to use, I think he just used the effect of Excel to search, and then he's going to use another banishment, which is really good. 2 searches per turn. He's going to grab Darklord Morningstar, which is one of my favorite Darklord cards. This card is so underrated. It's like a field matcher. Like I can't express enough how good this card is, but people seem to underestimate it. But he's going to go ahead and normal summon Lilybell, I do believe, and he's going to use Contact. Contact is going to bring back Superbia. Superbia is going to bring back the level 5 Trickstar monster. He's then going to follow up with a Link. No, what's he gonna do? We know he has the Darklord Morningstar in hand, but I do believe he already get a normal summon this turn with a Lilybell, so he's that's just a dead card sitting in his hand. What I would have done personally is I would have taken the Topologic with Temptation and then Tribute Summon the Morningstar and the Ixchel. That's just me though, but we're going to see Ixchel activate, paying 1,000. He's going to shuffle back the Darklord Temptation, taking the Topologic. And then we're going to see a Link summon, I believe. Into IP Masquerena. Such a great Link too the deck has. He's going to activate World Legacy Succession, bringing back a Superbia, and then bringing back the Candina. He's going to swing with everything. And that looks like it might be game 1. That wraps it up for game 1. We're going to go into game 2 here right now. Darklord Trickstar's taking, or pretty much just Darklord's taking the game 1 by showing off like it's just how powerful their spell and traps can be. But is the Unchained going to let it happen? We're going to find out. So here in game 2, it looks like that the Unchained player is going to go first. Okay, it's very hard to see who's going to go first here. It looks like we're going to see another Unchained Abomination, or Abomination of the Unchained, which is like the Dex Rhoda, which also floats, which is crazy. But we're going to see the water sister, or the water twin pop down. Yeah, shuffling up pretty good here. The Unchained player has a bad luck with one-ofs. Worse than even my luck, believe it or not, so he's going to set one and pass, well, which is very interesting. However, it's not entirely awful because if that Unchained gets destroyed, it floats out, which is extremely important. We're going to see Upstart Goblin and then Droll and Lockbird be dropped, which is one of the deck's strongest, counterplays to this deck, which is a strong counterplay to a lot of decks, but essentially, you can't use your powerful card, so it's just Ixchel to send the Superbia to draw 2 and then get a body on board, which is one of the deck's best plays. But Candina will normal summon attack into the water twin, which will then float him out. The new Unchained card pitching the Golem he has in his hand, so he's playing a Scrap Engine in the deck, which is extremely powerful. It pretty much gets him to his Link 4 of his choice, whether that be the Link 4 Unchained card that just destroys and destroys and destroys. But we're going to see a Monster Reborn bring back the Candina for a defensive play from the Darklord player, because that monster that's out there is a 3,000 attack monster, so it's not no joke. It puts him in danger. If he could put out more monsters, it puts him in danger of being OTK'd. So then he's just going to poke with the monster and then set 2 and pass. Raigeki, oh my goodness. Such an old school card. We're going to see Chain to Raigeki, the Monster Reborn of the deck. or the Call of the Haunted of the deck, triggering its destruction to bring back the water, so that Regeki will resolve destroying the water, allowing him to float out into the fire. So essentially we're seeing some defensive plays from the Unchained player, which is extremely smart, considering Darklord's put out high monster attacks as well. We're going to see Trickstar Light Stage, the one of Trickstar Light Stage be activated, which is going to grab him Lilybell, which then I think procs the Lilybell special summon. So he's going to spec the Lilybell. He's going to normal special summon the Gorbachev, I think it is. Well, the names are slowly coming back to me, but he's going to attack directly. PTSD from Firewall format, when Trickstars could just like OTK with Firewall and Lilybell. He's going to swing into the Fire Twin. It's going to activate its effect to special from the hand the Abomination itself. This card right here is just really good. It gains like 200 for every Unchained card in its graveyard, which makes it pretty beefy boy. And then on top of that, it's what allows you to link with your opponent's monsters, I do believe. But that's not a quick effect. We're going to see the normal summon in main phase 2 of Candina to grab Lilybell. Or not Lilybell, to grab Licorice. Burn, burn, burn. PTSD flying back in colors with the amount of you breathe, you burn. He's going to activate Trickstar Licorice effect, special summon, adding back the Lilybell, and I do believe the Lilybell can come back out if he chooses to. But he's just going to go ahead and choose to make Nightmare Unicorn. Just spin back and then Unchained a card. Guys, do take a very solid note that the Trickstar engine in the Darklord deck is no more than like a normal summon-like engine. It just gives the deck a solid normal summon and gives it some consistency plays, and gives it the ability to do something in case you do brick. Because if you see one Candina, you pretty much see your entire Trickstar engine, which allows you to pretty much play, versus if you just see a handful of Darklords without ability to discard or anything. But then the new Unchained card's effect is going to activate. It's going to return itself to the field. We're going to see it whack over Nightmare Unicorn. So it seems like we're playing almost like primitive Yu-Gi-Oh here, beat down. So Lilybell's going to be normal summoned. Lilybell's going to poke for 600. And then he's probably going to grab back the Gorbachev, because I think Gorbachev is like an Honest Light card in hand, if I do remember right. I could be wrong. No, he's going to add back the Licorice. Add back the Lilybell. We'll use Licorice effect to bounce back the Lilybell, then Lilybell's effect to summon itself again. Poking again, then to add back the Gorbachev. Essentially allowing him to bring back 3 monsters to allow him to make any link 3 again. So like if he plays 2 Nightmare Unicorns, he could essentially just spin back the card again. This is potentially why you see like the Trickstar engine being played in Darklords at the moment. Also because they're fairies and there's some huge synergy with Superbia, Christia. We're going to see Nightmare Phoenix come out, ditching the Superbia to pop evenly matched. Unchained player is going to draw to him. He's going to activate Pot of Desires Neg 9. Without any response from the Darklord player, he's going to draw his 2 cards. He draws into Allure, and it looks like he has Super Poly, Allure, and the Trap. So he's going to set the Trap, set Super Poly, activate Allure, and he's going to draw 2 cards, and sadly he doesn't hit a single dark target. Which is unfortunate, because I think he is playing quite a few dark targets in the deck, which is why he's playing Allure, to give him some boosted consistency. Darklord player will draw for his turn, check his graveyard, and see what he can do. However, we've seen more Trickstar plays this turn than Darklord. We've just seen Superbian stuff be pitched off, which is interesting. So he's going to special summon the Gorbachev, I think, the Gorbachev. I cannot remember its name. And it's not Gorbachev, because that's I think that's a Soviet Union communist leader. But he's going to special summon the Cyber Dragon like level 5 Trickstar. a wall up essentially. He's going to try and block out this 3000 beat stick of a monster, but we're going to see the monster reborn, not the monster, the Call of the Haunted S card, bringing back the Water Twin, which the Water Twin I do believe is like a quick effect, I think. So we're going to see it poke and swing for 3000. Then we're going to see a Link 2 into the Link 2 Unchained monster, which is a quick effect. He's going to call Reasoning. He's going to activate Reasoning. Alex is going to call, I do believe he calls 10. And he whacks it right on the first go. Poor Ixchel, the bay of the deck. Just gets sent to the graveyard. We're going to see a set one and potentially a pass from the Trickstar player. Darklord, Trickstar, whatever you want to call it. We've seen like more Trickstar this time than Darklord, sadly. Check in his graveyard to see if there's anything in there that he could potentially use. And then he's going to normal summon Scrap Recycler. So this is where the Scrap Engine is supposed to come in, but we're going to see the Monster Reborn into the 3000 beat stick, and that is enough for game. So with that being said, we're going to wrap it up and go into Game 3. Both Darklords and Unchained being 1-1. This was round 1 at locals. This is the same locals that I did my local report on. I should have another match hopefully coming up Friday, just depending on what the video schedule looks like. I actually just got done working a night shift, which was awful. I had to, like, if you guys don't know, I travel for my job, so then I had to travel 4 hours to work, and then I had to work the night shift and drive back, which was god awful. So that's why this video was getting up so late. But again, I think he opened the Rhoda of the deck, which is going to allow him to add any Unchained card from his deck to his hand. He's going to activate Pot of Desires right now. The Neg 9. I don't think Pot of Desires is a Neg 9. I think Pot of Desires is a very good card. It allows certain decks to dig deeper into the deck to get that extra +1 that they potentially need. But he has the Unchained Soul, I do believe. And he has the fire one's the quick effect that allows him to activate hand to destroy a card to special summon. So he's going to destroy the spell card, which I do believe floats, which it is. It's floating him out to the new guy. They're all Unchained monsters. We're going to see the twin, the Water Twin, come out, destroying the fire to special from his hand. The Unchained Soul, which is the monster that allows him to sink or link, I do believe. No, never mind. That the big blue wolf there. He's part of the. You must have him, or he's one of the pieces that lets you get to the Link 2, which is starts off your plays, because the Link 2 turns into the Link 3, and the Link 3 can turn into any Link 4. And then the Link 4 Unchained monster is just straight busted. It's just, oh, it's so powerful. It just destroys. Or when everything's destroyed, it like takes another card with it, and at the end phase you're destroying a card. It's just, oh, it's so powerful, but we'll have to see if it touches down in this game. Terraforming, it's going to be activated. Searching him light stage, he's then going to use the, I think that's like the Regeki break, I want to say, of Unchained. It allows you to destroy an Unchained monster you control, and then destroy a card your opponent controls, destroying his fire. Or I think he destroyed his the wolf, which the wolf will then float him out, this guy. The level 8 new dude, which is so powerful. If I remember right, his effect is like you can discard and pop a card. Then if it's destroyed or leaves the field, it comes back near like the second standby phase or something like that. It's just super powerful. Not to mention it's a 3000 whopper, which Trickstars alone cannot deal with anything over 2000. So the Darklord's gonna have to put in some work. So we're gonna see Super Poly activated, ditching Candina, attempting to make Super Poly for a 3, but he's gonna attempt to go for the dragon, and before you guys jump on him, he cannot make the dragon. And then also do take note that our locals, we play in Master Rule 5, so that's why he was going to put it down there in the main monster zone. We see none of us in the group are going to, in our locals, are going to any event till after like the rule change is implemented. So we see like there is no time like playing in an old format when it's going to be obsolete by the time we go to a regional or a higher event. It just allows us to get testing with the decks that we want to. But he can't go into the Trishula, so he's going to have to retrack his steps here. It looks like he has Christia in his hand, which is awful to see in your hand. You want to draw into it. He's going to enter the battle phase, but before he can, he's going to link summon into a link 3, which is going to be triple burst dragon. I don't know if I'd have gone for triple burst just because it's battle phase protection, but he has super poly because of his misplay, so you kind of subject yourself to that. But hindsight, even if he went for the other link 3, he was going to get super polyed regardless. So probably now looking at it, probably the reason why he decided to do it. Mud Dragon the Swap's going to touch down. We're going to see a T set, Primitive Yu-Gi-Oh! In pass. But we're going to see the monster, the Call of the Haunted S card, bring back the Unchained Link 2, which is going to allow him to link again into a Link 3. Darklord player contemplating his plays. He's going to normal summon. I think we've seen Lilybell be normal summon more times, but we're going to see a quick link play from the Unchained player, using his opponent's monster in the main monster zone to link into the link 3, the red wolf, because I can't remember names at this moment because your boy here is tired, and all these names are escaping him, and he's scatterbrained. So the red wolf is going to use the Lilybell as link material. And now, see, the Red Wolf is not a quick effect, but during the main phase or during his turn, he can use a monster as a link, like your opponent's monster as link material. But he's going to crash into what I think was the red twin, which will summon out the Unchained Soul, the blue wolf healer, the blue pup, I should say, the wolf pup, which is actually a beefy boy at the moment. I think at the end of it, he gains 2, and it's a 2,000 attack monster. Now we're going to see a draw for turn, a blind allure, drawing him 2 cards, but this time he draws into a Gizmek, which is a tech card he's choosing, which is very powerful because I think he said it can trigger off the link 4, you summon Gizmek, pop a card with the Gizmek, then pop. But we're going to see the Red Wolf use Mud Dragon as link material into Zoroboros. We're going to see the normal summon of the blue twin. We're going to see, I think, 3,000, 2,000, and he's going to pass it up. And sadly, that's it for the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Charles signing out.